Hey, thanks for watching my video. This is Kevin Gardine. Um, so you're watching a time lapse of me doing my Tech 9 piece with the Flash. Um, I originally, I started this idea because I saw Tech 9 was posting a lot of his fans' artwork on his page on Facebook. So I kind of wanted to be a part of that. So I did this up. I came up with a kind of funny idea. So I don't even know how I came up with the idea, but I kind of thought I needed to do something for it. Um, so yeah, I've got half of his face done. Um, because I actually didn't even think of doing a time lapse until I already started, and I was like, oh man, I need to do this. I've got like a camera and a tripod. Why not? So, um, yeah. So I guess you guys are gonna see a lot of how I go about things, and maybe you'll get something out of it for all you artists out there. All right. And I apologize for the poor audio quality. I'm literally using a Guitar Hero 4 microphone because I have nothing better. Something I need to invest in. All right, so yeah, I've already got all the outlines done for the most part, and I've got his face done. And now I'm starting on his necklace and his collar. Just putting in some outlines, kind of getting everything blocked out. I've got my laptop up there, and I keep pushing it up because it slides down on my drafting table because it's on a 45-degree angle. So you'll see me push it up every so often. I have it there because it's got reference material on it. I've got like Tech 9's face on there, so I can see like how his braids look and whatnot. This is like his look off the Ever Ready album cover. So I'm just putting in some more detail on his cross necklace. I do a very light outline of where I want a shape to go without any detail on it. Like the chain on the necklace right now just looks like a tube. But later I'm going to be putting in all the links. It's just basically blocking out so I know how the image is going to look when it's done. And I'm just putting in some folds on his arm there. Kind of got a little bit better at doing cloth folds recently. So, testing out my skills on this one. So darkening up the lines, making it more finished on his hand there. I remember having a lot of trouble with his thumb. I just could not get it. So there's my microphone that I'm actually using right now, and I'm just kind of looking at how a hand wraps around an object, and I tend to do this a lot, um, just so I can get the most accurate look possible. Eventually, I'm gonna be able to do it without it, but sometimes, right now, I just have big problems with that, especially with a hand gripping something. It's very difficult for me. Very light outline first. Don't darken things up right away until you're sure about it, or else your picture just comes out a mess. If you want to erase something, you got to erase all these dark lines that have dug into your paper, and you don't want that. And I just broke my rule right there. So I just erased all those pleats, I guess you could call them. Not really pleats, but anyway, on like a t-shirt collar, those little ribs. That's a good word. Ribs. I kind of erased the lines and made him converge more to a point in the center of his neck to look a little bit more realistic. So I found my shape for the collar there. Add a little bit of rendering. Line weights are very important. You need to learn how to do line weights. Line weight is a light or a dark line. I'm going to do it actually right on this collar here. On that line that I'm doing right now, that's a very light line weight because the sun's hitting that point, or my light source or whatever. And then on the inside, and on the underside, there's going to be a darker line weight showing that that area is not getting as much light. And it really pops your picture out. It's not everywhere right now because I'm not done, but sometimes at the end I'll go and fix up a lot of things. So maybe in subsequent videos you'll see me fix those. There, I'm adding a little line weight there. And I kind of approached this his clothes a little bit differently than I would normally because they're like shiny and black. So I wanted to really just show the shine on the tops of the folds. So that's kind of why I'm approaching it this way. I would normally not black out these huge areas, but in this case it works. Funny, I'm noticing a lot of things that I don't really know that I do, like how I shaded all the little areas all the same. And I'm I'm adding some uh, rendering there. Sometimes I feel like it's a better way to do rendering in some cases to add the lines rather than blacking out the whole area in like a Mike Mignola-esque sort of way. If Mike Mignola were shading this, that entire left side of Tech's neck would be all black. But I kind of approached it a little bit more like Jim Lee would, where you just add the long rendering lines over top of all your details. So you can tell it's shaded, but you're not blacking out a lot of the detail that you've drawn. So I'm starting on the chains now. I'm filling in all the detail along that tube I drew. I jump around a little bit too much. In future time lapses, I think I'll do it a little bit more organized. So I'm using a technique I kind of learned from David Finch, and that is letting the person's eyes do the work for them. So I'm not drawing all the lines on that chain. I'm not drawing the whole loop. I'm drawing the shaded parts of the loop. And your eye can figure out the forms, and it's just a little bit of a cleaner look. I use it a lot with muscles as well. You'll see that on the Flash a little bit more. He's wearing spandex rather than Tech 9. I'm actually getting a little bit sloppy with those links. I think I go back and fix those. I just hate repetitive things. And yeah, that's the end of part 1. I'll be posting part 2 soon, right after I do a commentary over top of that. All right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.